So the first thing you can see is that the user has a little bit of space to walk around. Not a lot, but I wanted to, if the user didn't want to go straight to the warehouse, I wanted to give them uh, a small amount of space they could explore. As you can see here, the gate is in, or the fence is in place to make sure that they don't wander further than where they're supposed to go. So here we have the background characters on their walk cycles and cars also driving around on cycles. There are about, I think, 15 characters on the to the right, and about 20 cars, and the idea is to give the user the impression, regardless of what pace they're going at, that there are always at least a few people and a few cars present as they walk across this pathway to give it the feeling of an inhabited city. So as you can see here, there's another blockade to stop the user from going too far and straying too far away from the contents of the main game and seeing that the fence doesn't actually extend around the whole city. Also worth noting that some of these audio cues you've heard had to be sped up so that even if the user was going as fast as they could, none of the cues would overlap with each other. At first, you can't pick up the gun. You have to wait till the explanation is over. So initially, I planned to have the gate here all be the same color, but since you can never be sure where the user will be looking, it was important for me to paint the important part blue and actually tell them to look at that part to make sure that they would see the big reveal when it happens. On a similar note, I wasn't planning to have the audio cue when the character appears on the other side, but then I realized that when the user shoots the third character, they once again might not be looking at the gate. And therefore they would need a prompt to make them realize that what has happened, even if they aren't looking in the right direction.
Ah, okay. So, that happens occasionally. Nothing to worry about. No one needs to know. I mean, he knows, but what can you do about it up there? So, now that you're done for this... Oh.
Hey, I have some great news.
So here I wanted to give the user a tiny bit more of a sense of agency. This is obviously a very linear, very controlled game, but by implying what they need to do at this point through both the audio and the visual of the target appearing at the right time, rather than outright telling them like before, it makes the experience a little bit more interesting, in my opinion.
Find all the people who aren't supposed to be there, and you don't want to know what will happen to us. You know what you have to do. Whew, that was a close one. Well, as I was saying, now that you've finished for the day, you can...
So while we're waiting, I just am going to demonstrate the mobility the user has in this scene. They can walk up the ramp up to the gates. They can't go past the gates, not yet, obviously. So initially, I wanted to give the user the chance to explore the area outside, on the other side of the gate. But because of the nature of the pacing, I felt it would kind of break it up. And if I allowed them free rein, then they would potentially miss the opening of the gate, and the music would kick in at kind of an awkward point. So I had to put some invisible walls in place.
I'm just kidding. I'll get the gate for you. Hold on. See you tomorrow.
Now, obviously, we head back through the building, and then back outside. We can see the dead body of the user, or the user's avatar, in the corner. If you're looking for it, it's been kind of blown back by the explosion. Something else I didn't note before was that the user cannot cross the road. There's once again an invisible wall blocking them. I initially wanted some kind of physical or visible barrier, but it ended up kind of crowding the scene and making it look too ugly. So I figured that given that one wouldn't normally walk into a busy road, it would work diegetically, that they wouldn't be able to do it here.